Welcome to the Hershey Podcast. This is Brandon.
I can't.
Go before we screw up again.
I can't stop laughing. This is why podcasts are great, because they're not live. This is our fifth start of this episode, and I don't know why it's not usually like that, but we're
Good Lord.
I don't know what's going on. Oh my goodness. It's been a few weeks, guys. We are happy to be back. And today's episode is brought to you by Rooted Apothecary. Did I say that right this time?
You said it all perfectly.
Thank you. We recently did an episode with them, and we're going to be doing a follow-up episode soon.
Yes.
But let me just share a little bit about them. As parents, we all need to have a health toolbox at our disposal. Organic CBD oil serves as a wonderful addition to a healthy plan of action for both you and your little ones. Rooted Apothecary offers hemp-derived CBD oil rollers, tinctures, and formulas that are designed for use by the entire family. From tummy and teething rollers that combine the CBD and essential oils in a diluted formulation specific to infants and toddlers, to full spectrum CBD oil that lessens anxiety and stress and is safe for breastfeeding mothers. Our products are one piece of a wellness regimen that allows mamas and children to make meaningful connections. Learn more about Rooted Apothecary by visiting their website, which will be in the show notes and in our post, and we'll tag them on social media. And you guys, use this code, it's family, in all caps, to save 10% off your order. We have personally tried Rooted Apothecary CBD hemp oil, organic hemp oil, and share what you thought of it.
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
There is a brand of CBD oil that is generally regarded as the gold standard, and I feel like Rooted Apothecary is at least as good. I felt like it was incredibly potent.
Yes.
When I took it, and
pure.
And pure, and
yeah.
You just feel calm and relaxed. And for me, one thing I have noticed greatly in the last 3 to 4 weeks taking more CBD oil is my sleep has been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually have some troubled dreams pretty often now that I realize it. And I realize that because the last 3 to 4 weeks I have not. I've been having restful sleep. I feel at peace when I'm asleep, and in my dreams, there's not this level of anxiousness or whatever you want to call it while I'm sleeping. And I wake up feeling rested every single morning. And for me,
this is a big deal, because you have really, really, really struggled with falling asleep and staying asleep and going back to sleep. And sleep deprivation causes so many health problems, physically and mentally. So this is a really big deal for you.
Oh yeah, I've struggled with sleep my entire life. When I was a kid, I would go to bed too late and wake up too early. And I was 6, 7, 8 years old. So this is a huge deal for me, and I'm loving it. So
that is wonderful.
I'm a huge believer in Rooted Apothecary, and yeah, check out their website, rootedapoth.com, and that's also their handle for everything.
Yeah, everywhere.
Social media
and
handles.
If you want to know why that is that Brandon's feeling that way, go back and listen to the episode if you haven't already. And we are going to be doing the follow-up episode, and I think we're mostly going to be focusing on the whole family, the family unit and children. We've used CBD oil ourselves, but we have not used it as like a family thing yet. But I love what Dr. Kate explained in the last episode, and why that is not only safe, but really, really wonderful to have something else again in your toolbox. So I will say I have used their stress roll-on and their hormone roll-on, and they're great. They are really, really wonderful. So yeah, check them out.
They smell amazing.
They smell really good.
Yeah.
The hormone one has rose essential oil in it.
Oh, yeah.
It's so yummy.
It's good stuff.
So yummy. So we will be doing that fall episode to talk about that more. I want to learn more about that as well. Like, I'm kind of in the process of educating myself on all this. I'm right in the mix of it all, just like you guys that are listening probably as well. So I'm really, really curious to see what we'll learn on the next episode. But today, I want to talk about what a roller coaster life is.
Oh my gosh. That is so true.
It is. So we have not recorded or put out an episode in a few weeks. It does not feel like a few weeks to me. It feels like it's been maybe a week, maybe 10 days.
I would agree.
Right. And the last few weeks have been just wild. Definitely a roller coaster. Since
it's like you published a book or something.
Yeah, so the book came out March 5th, and it's been a phenomenal experience. But I want to share the realities of that, like the behind the scenes, not just with our book and that experience, but just in general in life. the book coming out was like, yes, finally, right? You finally get to this moment you've been waiting for. And it's super exciting. And then at the same time, incredibly fucking underwhelming. In many ways too, right?
Yeah.
You know, so like we've been talking with our publisher, or like, you know, or whatever you guys listening may be working towards, you know, you're working so hard to get there and everyone's talking, and then it happens, and then it happens, you know, and it kind of reminds me of birth. Like it's this incredible event that we're preparing for, and then it happens, and it's like you feel those oxytocin vibes and all that energy, and then whoosh, now what? Like, you know, you have to kind of recover and rest from it all. So it's been up and down, these moments of like, oh my gosh, it's incredible. And these moments of, okay, like, whoa. And then these moments of, I am exhausted, even though this is all positive and exciting, I'm exhausted. So the last 3 weeks in one hand feels like it's gone by in a week. On the other hand, I feel like it's been 3 months because we have had days at a time that are just so fun and so exciting. And then days that are so exhausting, and days where our mental health has struggled, and days where, well, your mental health, let me just correct myself. Your mental health has struggled, right?
True.
If I'm being honest. I
Yes.
say we to try to like, as if I need to lessen the blow of that, but
You
it
don't
is
have
what
to.
it is. My physical health has greatly,
Yeah.
you know, gone through some stuff recently. So wow, what a roller coaster. And all through this, I've been planning this event to Australia for these 3 conferences. And I shared a little bit on my stories today on Instagram. Maybe I'll put it on my feed for those of you listening once that's gone. But on one hand, I feel like this is all amazing. Oh my God, awesome sauce. You know, like this is incredible, because it is. It is absolutely incredible. And for example, putting out the book, I know what intention I had behind it. I knew what I wanted people to feel and receive from the book, and to be told in comments or DMs or Amazon reviews, which, side note, by the way, go to Amazon and leave an awesome review for us for the book. To get that feedback that that's what people are feeling and receiving is incredible. Like I don't think that's easy to do, actually. I don't think that's very common, and it's happening with this book. So that's amazing. And, you know, planning this trip to Australia, it's like, what first time author travels internationally right after their book comes out? You know, we're literally shipping books from the US to Australia right now. It's happening right now.
They're in transit.
Yes. And, you know, guest speakers, venues, flying and traveling, all this stuff. So on one hand, it's like, damn, like, gosh, January, like this is incredible, right? Like you're amazing. And it's okay for me to feel that, right? It's okay for me to feel this is amazing. That's not ego. That's just like, yeah, like you're doing this, you know, you've 10 years of work into Birth Without Fear, and you're doing this, and you're reaching more people. And you've always told me, Brandon, that, you know, I'm going to reach a lot of people, and there's a lot of people waiting to hear what.
No. I said there are millions of people waiting to hear what you have to say.
There we go. That's
what I said.
All right. So it's
Don't
okay.
downplay
it.
it.
Exactly. It's okay for me to feel that the reality that's starting to happen. On the other hand, I'm like, I feel like I'm in transition in birth, and I'm looking in the mirror going, what the fuck were you thinking? like traveling to Australia and doing 3, what the hell are you thinking? You know, and the feelings of the fears, the inadequacy, imposter syndrome, anxiety, stress, worry, the financials of it, all these things of it come together. And I mean, I could want to curl into a ball and be like, I can't do this. And I can feel both those things simultaneously. And I think it's important to acknowledge all of those feelings. But the key is remembering that we still have a choice, and that I have the power and I have the choice to decide which feelings I feed, which feelings I give more attention to, which feelings I cultivate and nourish, and which feelings I am going to spend my precious energy on. So it's like, okay, you're feeling that. Yeah, you're feeling the anxiety of that, but you're also doing it. You're doing it anyways, and that is awesome. That's badass. It's all going to work out the way it's supposed to, and keep moving forward. So that's kind of the gist of what I wanted to share about the roller coaster of life. I'm using my most recent maybe examples that are relatable to me, but this goes for anything in our lives, anything we're trying to accomplish, from parenthood, job, school, our creative outlets, all of it, it's going to be a roller coaster, and it's going to be health. None of it's linear. None of it is linear. I don't even think time is linear. I think it's all just, it's big, and we have to decide what inside of that bigness we're going to pay attention to, and we're going to feed, and we're going to give our energy to.
In Tools of Titans, I remember Tim Ferriss talking about how when you own your own business, it truly is like living a bipolar lifestyle. Because you have days where the success is just amazing and you're excited and so many good things happen. And there are other days where you're just like, oh my God, I cannot believe how hard all this stuff is. Why am I doing this?
What the fuck was I thinking?
Fuck.
I feel that every year when we do taxes.
Oh my gosh, taxes and student loans.
Yes. It's overwhelming, right? It's really overwhelming. And I think a lot of people, that's paralyzing.
Yeah. And we talk a lot about, your physical health. You've been mentioning that more on social media. And obviously my mental health has been no secret to people who follow you or listen to this podcast. But when I stop and think about everything that we are doing, it's no surprise to me sometimes that we do have these struggles. And, with all the traveling and the book coming out, all that stuff on your plate, that's a lot. And then, we're homeschooling 6 kids. Well, 5. Your baby doesn't count because she's still a toddler. I'm getting ready to open up a new practice. I'm looking for office space right now. And I'm writing my own book, actually. Been working on that for like a year and a half in between of other stuff. And there's just so much going on all the time.
And we constantly feel that we're not doing enough.
Yeah.
And we wonder why we're tired.
Yeah. So often I will probably once a week, I'll think to myself like, oh my God, I'm 40. I must be coming down with a condition because I'm always tired. I slept well last night. Why am I tired?
Yeah,
And it's 2
I feel that way
p.m.
all the time too.
I'm always feeling exhausted and wiped out by the end of the day, and I can't ever figure out. And then when I stop to think about it, it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing 1,000,001 things. And also while trying to be a good husband and good father, it is a lot. It is a lot. And, this is not to try and say, hey, look at us, look at everything we're doing. We need attention because we're so busy.
Absolutely not.
Everyone listening to this is busy in their own way, shape, or form. Everyone's got kids. Everyone's got their careers, their partners or spouses. We're all trying to accomplish the same things in our own little ways. And it's hard. Life is hard. It's not easy. And one thing that I have definitely, it has taken me literally 40 years to learn this lesson. And I didn't learn it until the book came out. But that the journey really is what it's all about. I've always, my entire life, focused on the destination,
right?
Thinking like, oh, when I get to that destination, then I'll be happy. If I could just hold out a little bit longer to get to that point I'm shooting for, I'll be happy then. And for some reason, I've always struggled with being happy. And
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why. And so the whole process with the book coming out was just about 2 years, just under 2 years. But it was a really fun process.
Yeah.
We went to New York, met with all the publishers, had, back and forth correspondence with editors and everything, writing the book. That was fun. I enjoyed that quite a bit. And the leading up to it. And then all of a sudden the book's out and boom, done.
Now
okay. Now what? What do we do now?
Next book.
Yeah. So it's kind of felt like that. And it just made me realize like, wow, the actual process of writing the book and getting it published was a lot of fun. It was really cool. And for me, it was like a dream realized. Very exciting. But then the book comes out and it's a very anticlimactic thing. It's
in some ways, yeah.
Yeah, it's this mark, this goal you're shooting for all this time. And then it's there and okay, well, I guess people are going to buy it or they're not. They're going to like it or they're not. There's nothing else I can do. So
yeah, it's really interesting. It's a really interesting... I feel like we need to write a Getting Published Without Fear book or something because it's an interesting thing. I know that a few times I reached out to Colleen, who helped write the book, and Stephanie, my agent, and just was like, is it normal to feel this way? Is it normal to feel this way? Because I knew I couldn't, I knew I couldn't have been the only one feeling however I was feeling at whatever stage we were in. And I needed to feel not alone. And so I just like, yes, totally normal January. Absolutely. And I think you bring up a good point that there's always going to be good things, great things, and hard things in life. If you work hard to get to a destination, what happens is if you're counting on all your happiness being at that destination, you're going to get to that destination. The train's going to stop and you're going to be either the same person, or you're going to have grown, or you've not. And whatever's at that train stop is there. And then what? Right. And, so it is the journey. And that's really hard to remember when you're in it, especially during the hard days and the hard seasons. It's hard to remember that, but it's the truth. It's an up and down, and what I've learned is on the days where I'm not feeling as well mentally or physically, or things are not working together, when things aren't working out, that I need to step back and maybe slow down. And that is really hard to do.
Yeah, it is.
I know for us, that's hard to do. Mm-hmm. But when I can pause or take a few days break, or kind of step back, stop checking my emails, or, whatever it is, then a little clarity comes with that. I get rest, I feel better, and then I come back at it. But, the roller coaster is the journey. The journey is the roller coaster, and that is the part that we need to appreciate more than just reaching whatever destination or goals we're getting at. And you remind me of, that mindset of, oh, I'll be worthy or loved or beautiful when I lose 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Not unless I love myself and I'm kind to myself, and I feel that way no matter, and so I had to, for me personally, this is different for everyone, but I had to learn to love myself at the weight I was in instead of always chasing a certain weight. And my aunt said something to me last night. We went to dinner last night to True Foods, and she's like, I watch what you eat and how much you eat, and you should be like super thin. And, she's right. Like, from some, maybe not a few years ago, and I wasn't being honest with myself, but the way I eat right now, you would not think I'd be the size I am. And there's a lot of factors involved in that. I need to move more. When I walk, things move, cells shrink, the whole thing, but that's another podcast episode. But she had a really good point, and I had to learn though, to love myself the size I was in, because I'm worthy now, I'm beautiful now. And there's way more factors involved in how I feel, how I look, than my actual size. And I'm not just going to lose 150 pounds overnight and then, oh, now I'm worthy. No, I want to enjoy the fucking journey. I want every day to count, because we're not guaranteed any other day than the day we're in. It's not cliche. It's the damn truth. So why am I going to waste today hating myself? Why am I going to waste today, whatever it is? I want to know that every day counts. And if that means that day I get a ton of stuff done and I create a ton of stuff, that's great. If that means it's a day I slow down and I rest and I spend time with Brandon or the kids, then that's great. But make the most of each day, wherever you're at on that roller coaster. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Can y'all, I hope y'all are keeping up with me, because I'm talking really fast, because my mind is just going with this thought process today, and I just have to get it out. And I don't know that my mouth is keeping up with my brain very well, but I think you got it.
I got it very well.
Mm-hmm. So the roller coaster that's the journey.
Yeah.
Today I was driving and just thinking about all of this stuff, and I'm like, gosh, when am I going to reach the point where I stop forgetting the power I have in me, the goodness I have in me, the light I have in me, the creativity I have in me? I have I think especially as women, we don't give ourselves credit for what we've accomplished. If you gave birth to a human being, holy shit, no matter how that baby came out of your body, you grew another human being that is now part of this earth. If you've gone to school and you graduated, or you got this certificate, or you have that degree, or you got this job, or you're creating right now, or you're working really hard on your goals and teaching yourself, whatever it is that's going on, stop forgetting your power. Stop forgetting that creativity and that light that you have inside of you. We have done hard things. We have gotten through hard things. We have done hard things. We have experienced amazing ups on our roller coasters and way low downs on our roller coaster, right? We've experienced it all, and you've gotten through that. So right now, whether you're in the car, or you're at home doing laundry, or you're grocery shopping, or you're going for a walk, wherever you're listening to this, just sit with that for a second. That power that you have inside of you, that you've always had since you were born, that light you have inside of you, the gifts and talents and creativity you have inside of you, it is always there. Always, even in your hard times, even in your worst moments, even when you don't feel your best self, that is always there, always. And to remind ourselves to come back to that and to feeling that, then we can move forward and we can get through more hard things and we can enjoy more awesome things.
Sounds like good stuff.
Fired up now? What are we going to do? What are we going to get done today?
I find for me that when I am having a difficult day, emotionally or mentally, that the best thing to pull myself out of it, honestly, is to do something creative. And for me, my creative outlets currently are writing or playing the guitar. Mm-hmm. I think there's not enough emphasis put on creativity in our society and what it can mean to your mental health. I think too often we're made to feel like we have to accomplish all of our responsibilities, especially if you're a parent. You have to do this, and that, and you have to take care of the kids and do this, and that. And it's like this checklist constantly that we have to mark off as the day goes by. And I think taking time out to just let your creativity flow, and 20, 30 minutes a day, even if that's all you can wing, just do something where you don't even have to be a good writer or be writing anything in general. Just write something down or draw or paint or play the piano or the guitar or something. Just something creative. I find for me, that is a huge, huge lifesaver.
Well, and when you say lifesaver, you mean it. And anytime I watch shows with my girls, like So You Think You Can Dance or The Voice, all of these people have a story of how music or dance or something like that saved them, or got them through a really, really hard time. Something that helps me a lot is I'm still working on my creativity is a little bit different, than yours. And I'm kind of refining that in myself. And I think a lot of moms go through that where we don't quite know what we want to do and what our hobbies are anymore. And,
right.
we refigure that out. But something that I do that helps me through the roller coaster on the harder times is acts of kindness or random acts of kindness.
Yeah.
That it's the quickest way to change the mood is to do something for someone without expecting anything in return. And I find different ways to do that, throughout the days or the weeks or whatnot. And that helps a lot too. So the creativity, kindness, slowing down if you need to, and just remembering that the roller coaster and the journey is just like that actually makes up your life. Like reaching certain goals or like those little moments. If you did a graph of your life and you're like, okay, this is the day my book got published. This is the day I reached this fitness goal. This is the day I reached that. Those are just going to be little blips in your entire journey.
Yeah.
All the rest of it in between those little blips, those little dots on your graph, there's going to be up and down in between all of them. Like that's literally your life. That's your whole entire life.
Like those cartoons, shows the road to success.
Yeah. Up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
And that's, but
it's like
all
a mess,
those,
actually.
all those up and down messes in between those dots of greatness or goals or what we think matters the most, all the in between is the rest of your life. That's all of it. And the ordinary moments, those as well. Those are the good moments. A friend of mine had a story series of her daughter cooking pancakes on the griddle next to her dad. And I messaged her and I said, now that's the real dream life. Not just the boats and the, this and the that and the beaches and, whatever that we've seen advertised, we're marketed to, having the new phone, having this, having that. No, being in your kitchen, being loved, making pancakes, on a Sunday morning or whatever with your family. That's the dream life. It's those ordinary moments that actually make up the dream life.
Tom Hardy has a quote that I love. And, famous actor. He's been in so many great movies, been nominated for Academy Awards. And his quote is, sitting at home alone, eating snacks on a Saturday night is priceless. Yeah. This famous, wealthy actor, this celebrity that everyone loves, his favorite thing to do is just be left alone.
It's totally
and eat
underrated,
snacks,
right?
Watching TV and shows on a Saturday night by himself. I mean, what everyone thinks is the dream life, boats and homes on an island. And
I know what you wanted to say there from Step Brothers.
Boats and hoes. Boats and hoes.
Oh man, if you have not seen that movie, Step Brothers, it's Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Life is not about boats and hoes. It's about eating snacks in front of your TV. For me, lately, it's been playing Super Smash Bros. With the kids. Holy crap, that game is fun.
Oh,
if you want to have something to do that is fun that everyone in the family can do, if you have a Nintendo Switch, get that game. Holy crap!
And while you guys
fun.
play that, I take a bath with a book. And see, everyone wins.
Yeah.
Everyone wins. Anyways, I hope that you guys felt inspired today, or at least some solidarity, because I think many of us go through our days and we're like, does anyone else feel this way? Is this just me? Like, this is nuts. What am I
Why am I such a failure?
No.
Why am I so tired? I think I have a condition.
Yeah, that. What am I doing here? Like, what am I even doing? Like, why is it so hard? I hope that you found some solidarity today. And I hope that as you go through your week, you can be creative, do an act of kindness, be a little kinder to yourself, and give the energy and love to the power within you and the good stuff that you're doing, and you're amazing. You're amazing. And I think we all need to be told that a little more, not to feed our ego, but just because we live in a world that is very complicated. And so to be told you're amazing, you're loved, you're doing great, everything's going to work out, it's going to be okay. It's nice to hear that. So, all right, you guys, until next time.
Adios.
Love ya.